Hello everyone, welcome to a quick kind of spoiler video, kind of a preview, so to say. I called it the response to Flatzoid number 0. I have now watched through the whole stream of Flatzoid, well, the parts pertaining to me, either way, for the first time, and I will have to watch it a second time to make some proper notes on it and to, comment on everything that needs commenting on, which is almost the whole thing. So first of all, a couple of clarifications that I thought that are important to get out of the way in the very beginning. I said in my video that I have done some lectures. Now I see how that can be interpreted either way. English isn't my first language. I am from Austria after all, so I do apologize. These problems will happen quite a bit, I imagine. By I have done some lectures, I meant that I have completed multiple courses requiring a knowledge of thermodynamics and gas laws. Amongst others, there is a course that I did in my bachelor's that's thermodynamics and statistical physics. I did in the master's in physics, which I also study. If you recall, I don't just do astro, I also do physics. In the master's I made a course about atmospheric aerosol physics, where we talked a lot about how the gas in an atmosphere behaves, and from there I can tell you Flatzoid that you're very, very wrong, but don't take it on face value. I will show you exactly where. There are other courses that I did that I didn't list here explicitly that had some form of gas laws or thermodynamics in them. A lot in the astronomy department where just parts of a lecture of a course had thermodynamics in them. We have one that's called the interstellar medium, where you have to calculate with a lot of the gas laws on how the nebulae behave in space and stuff like that. And gas laws are just useful anywhere, right? You can use them in atomic physics when talking about measuring apparatus and things like that. So you need the gas laws everywhere. Thermodynamics not so much, right? But still, I've done several courses. I've completed several courses talking either about or requiring a certain level of thermodynamics. All of them I've completed with exams, so I don't know how it's in other parts of the world. Austria has a bit of a unique university system. When you do a course here, you almost certainly have to do an exam in it. So at the end of the term, they hand you a paper with some amount of questions on them regarding the contents of the lectures, and you need to answer them. Of course, in physics and in astronomy, you have to calculate a lot of things. So I believe I already have a step ahead there of Flatzoid, which is I did all the exams, those with numbers on them. But we will talk about all of that in very much detail in the coming videos. The second thing I would like to clear up immediately is that I have never lectured in thermodynamics and statistical physics, because that's how they chose to interpret the sentence that I said that I have done some lectures. I totally see how you can interpret it that way. That's not how I meant it. So I never lectured in thermodynamics or statistical physics. I did, however, supervise and tutor in the Intro to Thermodynamics and Classical Mechanics class. Yes, it's a bit of a weird thing to put classical mechanics and thermodynamics in the same course, but that's how my university handles that. I did so multiple times. I will do it this year for the 4th time, I believe. I'm not sure. Third or 4th time. Because one was online. I think it's the 4th time now. So I will do that for the 4th time now. And this covers the basic entry-level thermodynamics that you need until you reach the real thermodynamics course, like the proper one with all of the complete mathematics behind it that you just don't have when you just start out of university, right? So no, I've never lectured in thermodynamics, but yes, I did tutor and I did supervise exercise sessions about thermodynamics. Now, further proceedings, what will happen? Well, there will be a mix of things. First of all, I will do the usual video format where I do my usual reactions kind of live as I'm watching them. However, this time they are not blind. There will also be some more structured videos where I go into a bit more detail regarding all of the topics, all of the thermodynamics, how we know that the things are the way that they are, and I will also, in some of the structured videos, I will present a couple of exercise tasks for Flatzoid to complete. They will be simple questions from our thermodynamics books, like really the entry-level questions that we did in the first couple of weeks. Yes, those may include numbers, Flatzoid, be scared. I would love to see you answer them, because apparently you know more about thermodynamics than I do, so you should have an extremely easy time answering all of them. Now, with that said, some general remarks. First of all, Flatzoid has called my presentation style not interesting and my voice kind of boring. I can't disagree with those statements. I'm sorry that you feel that way. I try not to be that boring, but I could see how a presentation and a voiceover can be perceived as boring. Again, I'm mostly doing that for my fun because I enjoy doing videos. But I'm sorry that you think that they're boring. I have thought about ways to improve them, but given that I'm moving right now and doing my master's thesis, it's not exactly easy. But you know, maybe something better will come up. Now, about the other things that you said, well, I was surprised to find you insulting me a couple of times over the stream. Yeah, you said some light insults that I barely count as insults, like buffoon and bigot, even though, you know, that's not exactly nice. You also called me a moron and the idiot several times, which I find funny. It's usually not the people that use insults that are right, just putting it out there. Another thing, you are extremely bad at word twisting. Like, I say a thing, and either it's not on purpose, which I would hope, or it is on purpose, but you make completely different statements out of it. Like, you claim that I've said that thermodynamic processes aren't a thing. Of course they are a thing. That's such a basic thing. How I am baffled as to how you think that I came to the conclusion that thermodynamic processes don't exist. Of course they exist. That's the whole thing we're talking about. Thermodynamic processes exist. I don't know how you came to the conclusion that I think that they don't. It's beyond me, really. You also have somewhat bad listening skills. With me saying something, and a couple of seconds later, you immediately ask, like, you say something about the sentence that I just said, and you already have a couple of words wrong in there, which is somewhat fascinating. However, that could be based on the fact that it was kind of late for you, as far as I've gathered, which is fair, you know. You showed a very poor scientific understanding throughout the whole presentation. I'm very not surprised. That's the reason why you're a flat earther, after all. And I will go into a lot of detail with all of these, apart from the insults. Yeah, I have only watched the first 30 minutes for a second time. I did that today while driving the train for 2 hours. I only managed to go through 30 minutes of your response to my original presentation, and I've already taken over 40 separate notes just in those 30 minutes worth of video material. So this will be this may be quite a lengthy process, right? So the videos will be coming over the next, I'm aiming for 3 weeks. Please don't hurt me if it's 4. Also, I would love to have a chat with you eventually, Flatzoid, if you would be inclined. I'm sure that either MC2 would like to host us, with whom you've had a discussion with. With only him as a moderator, right? I'm not trying to double down on you. It's just as a moderator. I'm sure that Craig or anyone else, for that matter, would like to do the same thing. If you have any other suggestions where we could meet apart from each other's channels, I will be up and listening. And with that, yeah, I thank you very much for watching, everyone. Hang tight. I will make those videos within the next couple of weeks. And yeah, with that, I will see you in the next response video. Note, there will be a couple of other videos in between. 2 I've already recorded a week ago. But yeah, with that, I thank you very much for watching. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. If you don't want to miss it, maybe consider subscribing. That would be very highly appreciated. And with that, have a nice day. Goodbye.